Live now. I'm going to make sure everything is all working. And then we can get started. Okay, now we're good. We're 5 minutes early. I did say 7 o'clock Central Time. So look at me, being early for week 1. We were making history. What's good, Nickinator, Danny, the games, Nick, Hector. You didn't set up the money thing. I can try. I think it's pretty quick. Although I don't know if it would work for this channel because it's not monetized. So I can try. I don't think it's hard. Got a spam hearts. Oh, look at that. Oh, I didn't even know you could do that. Huh. Money thing? Oh, yeah, Hector told me he'd give me $3 if I was setting up the rosters at like 6:30, which I was. But I don't know if I can. Maybe I can. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I can because this channel isn't monetized. So I could do it on the main channel, but I don't think I can set it up on this one. So Hector's pocket gets to see another day. All right, so let's take a look at the Sims before we get started. We have 3 of them. I hinted that the first one, the OFL Bowl matchup, is interesting. I tried not to look at the last 2. I think I saw one of the teams in the second Sim. So do you guys want to go for the first Sim and look at Madness? Or do we want to start with 2 and 3, which I know pretty much nothing about? And I also don't know anything about 1 other than the 2 teams who made it. I feel so fuzzy inside when Octi goes live. Okay. 1, bring on the madness. 1, madness last. I agree. We're going to start with 3 because I'm mean. All right, I know nothing about Sim 3. The Texans and the Rams. That one actually makes sense. Those are 2 good teams. I could see that. The Rams have like 5 players who are at least a 96. And obviously Houston makes sense as well. So let's take a look at the standings. AFC North. Bang! First place for the Bengals. Wow, the Ravens. Their offense sucked with Justin Fields, but they still won 10 games. The Texans won the South. The Oilers also made the playoffs. The Bills won the East with the Patriots and Orbits getting in as well, with the Jets in the basement. And then the Chargers with Aaron Rodgers won the AFC West. They tied with the Broncos, but the Chargers ended up taking the division. The Monarchs win the North with Cocky Butt Cannon. I get this division isn't great. Jeez, wow, the Explorers were not good. But, okay. I hope that doesn't happen because I had their draft pick. The Golden Eagles with Stetson Bennett won the South. The Eagles won the East with the Cougars and Cowboys also getting in, and the defending NFC champion Commanders being the only team who does not get in, while the Rams win 14 games, and Seattle makes the playoffs as well. I'm not going to go through all the stats. We can go through maybe the passing stats, but we don't have time to go through all of them. We're trying to get through this week. Yikes. Well, at least we got added the first round. Oh, we had a first round bye. I would hope we would get added the first round as the 1 seed. I haven't simulated the OFL Bowl yet. We still have to do that. But yeah, this is what the playoff bracket looks like for Sim number 3. Can't say I'd be too upset. We won a playoff game. All right, let's see who wins the OFL Bowl between the Texans and the Rams. I think the Rams are going to win. Ooh, the Texans win 27-24. C.J. Gardner-Johnson wins the OFL Bowl MVP. I don't mind seeing him win championship game MVPs. I like that idea. Cocky Butt Cannon won the Rookie of the Year. Is he just going to be, like, really good? For the love of God, I hope he's not, because I need that pick to be good. Any weird stat people? There's Joe Mixon. That's cool. Isaiah McKenzie, 3rd in receiving yards. Other than that, Mike Oxmall, 2nd in tackles. That's cool. I want to see what Cocky did. How did Matt Corral do? That's not bad. I'll take it. How did our boy Cocky do? Dak Prescott broke the passing yards record. He also had the highest passer. Whoa, look at Cocky. He's 2nd in passer rating. Hello. That's not too bad. There's Stet. And then we can scroll down. Who is the worst? Where's Justin Fields? They have KJ Jefferson starting. Yikes. Where's Justin Fields? Dead last. No, he's not dead last. There's more. Drake May. No, it's DJ. Oh, no. I hope that doesn't happen. That would make me sad. Okay, let's look at Sim 2. I saw one of the teams who made the OFL Bowl, and it's one that makes sense. Unless I saw it wrong. I saw Buffalo got in. That's the wrong one. That's not the autosave. So I think Buffalo's playing somebody. I don't know who the NFC team is. No, that is the right one. Did it not save? Huh. Okay, well, I guess Sim 2 never happened. All I know is Buffalo made the OFL Bowl, and that's it. I guess there's no Sim 2. All right, Sim 1. This is where things get fun. Maybe I accidentally saved it over something else. That's possible. What are we doing? We're doing preseason Sims to see if Madden can predict what happens. Okay, I didn't save it over this one. What if during an OFL stream you accidentally delete the Titans franchise? That wouldn't happen because the Titans franchise is on another account, so we're good. Okay, I hope this one saved because the OFL Bowl matchup was wacky. There you go. The Chargers and the 49ers made the OFL Bowl. Yeah. I mean, the Chargers makes a little sense. Their division isn't good, and they have Aaron Rodgers now. The Niners, on the other hand, that would greatly surprise me. I'll be honest. Okay, so let's take a look at the standings. The Ravens won the division. Imagine that. And we get a wild card spot. I have no idea how we did in the second Sim. The only thing I know about Sim 2 is that the Bills made it. The Texans win the South with a tiebreaker over the Titans and Oilers. Bills win 15 games. They get in along with the Pats and the Orbits. The Jets suck again. Might be a rough year for them. And then the Chargers win the West convincingly. The Snowhawks were really bad. The Monarchs won the North again. Oh, no. Is this going to be a trend? Please no. The Golden Eagles make the playoffs, winning the division, as do the Dreadnoughts. The Eagles win the NFC East again, but this time they are the only team to get in. And then Seattle. Wow, Seattle. Now I think Seattle's going to be good. The Niners get a wild card spot, as do the Nighthawks. And then obviously the Niners must have gotten in with a wild card spot into the OFL Bowl. We lost to the Chargers again. Well, at least we made it close as a 7 seed. 35-0. That's almost as bad as 19-11. I don't think I've ever seen a 19-11 score in my life. How does one get 11? I guess a field goal and a touchdown and a 2-point conversion or safety, or maybe a touchdown and 2 safeties, or 3 field goals and a safety. How would they have gotten it? Okay, the real question is, did they get a safety? No, but the other team did. Okay. This game is weird. Whatever. Wow, look at the NFC Championship game. The Nighthawks and the Niners. Imagine that. If these two teams play in the NFC Championship game, I don't know. I'll do something. Who wins the OFL Bowl? This sim is super wacky, so they might as well just end it off wacky and give it to the Niners. 19-11 is not a scoregami. When was the last time a game ended 19-11? The Niners win the OFL Bowl. Okay. I don't know about that one, Chief. Saquon Barkley wins the OFL Bowl MVP. The rookies of the years are the same. It's Cocky Buchanan again, along with Zion Tupula Fatui. I know I butchered that. So why is Cocky good? Why? Desmond Ridder was the passing leader. Any other notable players in the top 3 of any stats? TJ Watt, 25 sacks. That's not bad. Trayvon Diggs also had double-digit interceptions as well. How did Matty C do? Not great. Here's Cocky, 40. He did throw a lot of interceptions, but he throws for a lot of yards and a lot of touchdowns. Huh. Kevin Shasha, the leading passing rating leader. Kevin can be happy about that. Desmond Ridder led all players in passer rating. Cocky was in 4th. Why is Cocky so good? I think he's the lowest rated starting quarterback. Him or probably KJ Jefferson, one of those two. There's Justin Fields. And I was told the Ravens got fleeced. Who is last? That's the real question. Drake May. Madden does not have high hopes for Drake May this year. Or DJ. Or Dakota Jones. Wow, a lot of the rookies. Don't look very good. But guess what? These sims technically don't matter. Because these are not the actual results. And we're going to find out some of the actual results now. I think Sim 3 has the trade, so we'll open up on that one. I should probably turn injuries off, too. I don't think for all 3 of the Sims, injuries were turned off, by the way. So maybe if someone takes out Cocky Butt Cannon's knee, maybe the Monarchs won't be good and we can get a high draft pick. So whoever plays London within the first month of the year, take notes. I would appreciate it. There we go. All right, here we go. Why do you hate me? It's not that I hate you. It's that I want you to lose because I have your draft pick. If I didn't have your draft pick, I wouldn't care. Who won the poll? I think the Bills and Patriots won the poll. I think that's probably the best game of the week. When I was going through the depth charts, the Bills roster, my God, is it good. Like, it is so complete. If everyone wants to see their team ratings, by the way, why don't we do that before we start? But yeah, the Bills roster is so complete. Every starter is a high-end player. And obviously New England just won the championship. So I would say they're pretty good too. They're an 87. The Rams are an 88. That's not a surprise. The Rams roster on paper is nice. Look at Seattle, 87. Madden has high hopes for Seattle this year. We're an 85. Bills are an 86. The Commies and Cougars are an 87. So who's the highest? I think somebody was an 88, right? Yeah, the Rams. That makes sense. Their roster is oddly, really good. Change the coach. No, because I want to keep everybody's all-time coaching stats. So at the end, we can see, the team's records through all 5 seasons. So, no. You're going to be white, and you're going to like it. Is their coach white? Yeah, Giddy's coach is white. Is my mic bugging for everybody else? That wouldn't be good. Why did it back out? Why does it do that? I actually like my draft, but I'm not a fan of the CEO of sexual intercourse. All right, so let's have Siri pick our user. Siri, give me a number between 68 and 69. Siri hates fun. Siri picked 68. The Bills would be the road team because New England won the OFL wall. So we'll use her Buffalo. Okay, well, my second controller is dead, but the good thing is we only need it for, a second. But I don't even know if it's going to connect. There we go. Okay. So you both can pick your jerseys if you're both here. Oh, now it's dead again. Yippee! Can this, work for, a minute? I don't know if it will. Your girlfriend's mad at you. How do you fix it? Google Joe Mixon, 18 years old, on the internet, and do some research. I'm saying that's what you shouldn't do, by the way, just so we're clear. All blues, 90s helmets. Which ones are those? I think they're just home jerseys. And the away pants. And 90s helmet. I don't think Dan is here. The other controller won't work, so the Patriots can just wear their base jerseys, unless the game gives them blue jerseys, then that might look kind of bad. Season 2 is kicking off. Only 1 week today. The Bills and the Patriots. Joe Mixon did what? Did you not know what Joe Mixon did when he was in college? Yeah. He fell down boards because of it. Okay, the Patriots are wearing white. Good. Aki doesn't have interactions with him, and I doubt he knows. Exactly. I had that non-existent Riz. I thought he just shot a kid. No, that was like 2 months ago. I'm talking about what he did when he was in college. When the game is over, can you start Sage Ryan? Sure. Joe Mixon did I press? Oh, I thought I accidentally did fast mode for 7. But I didn't. We're good. But yeah, Joe Mixon, when he was 18, I think shortly before his freshman year at Oklahoma, he sucker punched a woman. I don't remember the context of the story. I don't know if Joe Mixon knew the woman, but he did the old 1-2 Chris Brown. What was that? Oh, something just fell in my room. That's what it was. Joe Mixon want to be like my goat, Kareem Hunt, so bad. I just found the vid. Yeah, it's not pretty. Yeah, 27 days, 27 nights. That's another good example. Third and 3. Looked like he was going to catch it, but it's broken up. What's 27 days, 27 nights? It's a line in one of Miles Bridges' songs. And Miles Bridges as well has hit a woman. So that's how it's relatable. Octi, can we mute Danny? Yeah, you can do it. The only problem is you can't do it. So, Miles Bridges used that as one of his song verses. So here come the Bills, led by yours truly, Trevor Lawrence. He turned the ball over quite a bit last year, in particular against these New England Patriots. How many turnovers is Stephon Gilmore going to get today? Over-under's at 2.5. I'm betting the over. Trevor Lawrence is a mentor merchant. Trevor Lawrence has never played with mentor until right now. So that doesn't even make sense. Trevor Lawrence has never thrown a pass with Calvin Mentor on his team until right now. And it was a good pass, not even to Calvin Mentor. Who's 82? Oh, they have Dallas Goedert now. That's right. The Chargers' entire roster is different. How could I forget? Miles Bridges, ironically, should have spent 27 days and 27 nights in jail. Bro said, Toodles. Toodles! Toodles is fun. Let's see if Mentor plays good without you. And Mentor, for what it's worth, was not that great towards the second half of the year after he looked like the best receiver in the league through the first 6 or 7 games. Lawrence heaves one up, and it is incomplete. Just because of that, I'm not leaving. Get him, Danny. Drag him. Did you see the Chargers roster? Yeah, it's entirely different. And not half bad, considering they've looked pretty good in the 2 preseason sims. I think they won their division both times. Yet I was told that them trading for Aaron Rodgers was a bad move. Now that the trade is done, I can give my honest thoughts on it without being biased. I said in the trade reactions thing I would give Kevin a higher grade than me, and I stand by that. I think I made out well, otherwise I wouldn't have done it. But I think it's a really good trade for the Chargers. It's not like they gave up that much. That Golden Eagles pick is not even this year. And did you see Mexico's defensive line? It's pretty nasty. Assuming Hector keeps all those guys. And even if Hector doesn't, his team was still good last year. Hector still has some quarterback figuring out to do. But the good thing is he has over a year to do it. Because the pick ain't even this year. Hey, Hector, say hello to your sister for me. She's a baddie, so I need her to know about me. Okay. You do that. I feel I have a non-zero chance at a ring. I would say that's correct. I think that's a fair assessment. Nobody wants to talk about the Nighthawks making the playoffs. Cool. Congrats on making the playoffs and making the NFC Championship. The year the Niners won the OFL Bowl, you guys were in the NFC Championship. They had the GOAT, Stetson Bennett. He knows a thing or two about being under pressure from police officers after being publicly intoxicated. My sister is 3, Danny. You just called her bad. Yikes. FBI, I have an issue right now. As the Bills get the stop, does New England go for it here on 4th and inches at the 19? I don't think they will. Should they? Maybe. Oh, they are. I'm surprised by that. I didn't think they'd be that aggressive. I wouldn't mind kicking the field goal here just because you're the first ones to score. You're setting the tone. But that works too. They'll get like 2 yards. That's all they need. I was talking about you said sister. No backtracking, mister. You said sister. We're going to need Batman. Yeah, really. This is something that the FBI can't even help him with. FBI, do you know where I can get in contact with Chris Hansen? I think we might need him right about now. According to everyone in Madden, I have a negative 100% chance of having more than 4 wins. To be fair, your team's only like a 75 overall. I'm pretty sure you have no players higher than star development, and that doesn't include Drake May because he's still hidden right now. I don't know what his development trade is. I didn't scout him. I assume it's higher than star, probably. But, yeah, with all due respect, your roster is not the best. Nice sack by Aiden Hutchinson as well. Do you have the worst roster in the league? Well, the Jets roster is worse, so no. I'm not saying you guys had a bad offseason. I'm just saying that your roster is not good. Drake May could end up being well, but I think it's a 75 overall across the board, with the highest rated player being Breece Hall, who in the game is what, the 10th to 15th best starting running back? His rating compared to other running backs is probably even worse, but when healthy, he was really good last year, so I'll give him a notch up. So again, I'm not saying you had a bad offseason. I'm just saying that the roster is not good. Tweedle Kanye and Tweedle Malone are my favorite problematic duo. I was talking about his mama. You definitely said sister. Let me scroll up. Hey, Hector, say hello to your sister for me. She's a baddie, so I need her to know about me. That's what the chat says. Chris Hansen knows how to find these things. The Jazz have allowed 100 points in every game. Really? Huh. Every single game. That's crazy. You'd think if they played a shot-blocking machine at center who Did he ever win a Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year? I don't know. He probably should have. You'd think if they played him, maybe their defense would be a little bit better. It's not like Walker Kessler is better or anything. No, totally not. Let me push my agenda, damn it. At least they're playing Och, and at least Och is kind of good. Chris Hansen is too weak. We need Vince Wilfork and Vita Vea. Grade the Shaq Griffin for Woolen trade. Fumble. Hello. Picked up by the Patriots. I'll get back to my point in a second. We'll have to see if he actually coughed up the ball. Who's 35? Is that, Cookie something? What was the running back whose name was Cookie? I don't remember his last name. Oh, that's clear as day, a fumble. Anyway, Tariq Woolen's probably a little bit better in the long term than Shaq Griffin. And while it wasn't necessarily straight up, it was only like day 3 swaps. So I would say it was better for the Bills. But it's not like horrible. Shaq Griffin I think is a little bit better right now than Woolen, so it's fine. Cookie Carlisle, yeah, it was him. If that trade happened in real life, it'd be different because the value between Tariq Woolen and Shaq Griffin is a lot different. In the game, it's closer. Who cares about his last name? It's Cookie Monster now. If he was a monster, he would have held on to the ball, though. Let's name some random 2010s NBA role players. I'll start. Luke Mbamute. That's a good choice. He was a glitch in, 2K17. Let's see if I can think of the better one. Who is, so... Ooh, I got one. Alexei Shved. Thabo Sefolosha, E'Twaun Moore, J.J. Barea. J.J. Barea was a starter on a championship team, though, and I guess he's a good choice. Langston Galloway, Alex Abrinas. Kemba Walker was so good in, every 2K. There's Will Anderson with a sack. Henry Ellenson. He said role players, not trash cans. Emmanuel Mudiay. He was supposed to be so good. Why didn't it work out with Emmanuel Mudiay? John Hansen, Piston legend. Pablo Prigioni. Andre Roberson's a good one. Didn't Andre Roberson, randomly try to get back into the league? Whatever happened with that? Nice catch. And broken tackles all the way to the 1. Dante Exum. The Australian legend Steve Novak. Marcin Gortat. That's a good one. The Polish Hammer. What a guy. Tony Snell. Tony Snell is our king. He's not random, damn it. Bryn Forbes. Didn't Bryn Forbes just, hit a woman as well? He's just like Joe Mixon. DJ Augustine, Anderson Varejao, Corey Joseph, Nene. Trey Burke. It doesn't get more random than, Tyler Hansborough. Does anyone remember what he did in his NBA career? Everyone just thinks of him as a college basketball player. Kenneth Faried, nice touchdown. Travis Etienne, first touchdown of the year. Tyler Ulis. Remember that one shot he had against the Celtics? That was a game winner. That was fun. Terrence Ross. Terrence Jones. I remember him. Kelly Olynyk. Andrew Bogut. Davis Bertans, the $80 million man with his 9 fingers. Terrence Ross is absolutely a role player. Maybe he's not random, but he's a role player. What do you think Terrence Ross is, a star? He's been in the league 10 years because he can shoot the ball. That's a role player. A good role player, but a role player. Ryan Anderson, TJ Leaf, Lonzo Ball Merchant. He's the definition of a player merchant. He was only good because of Lonzo Ball at UCLA. David Lee, Timothy Mozgov, Al Farouk Amino. I don't think Mikal Bridges is a role player anymore. I think he's graduated past that. Hasn't he been averaging 27 since he got traded? I don't think that's a role player. Sean Livingston, Boris Diaw, LeBron James. Known random role player, LeBron James. What a guy. Thiago Splitter. Batum. Batum's nice. He can hoop. He's been good for a while. I feel like Luke Kennard's became kind of random. He's still good. Dwight Powell. Okay, but Maurice Spates was kind of nice on those early Warriors championship teams. Nerlens Noel, the Nerlin Wall, Rajon Rondo. I feel like because Rajon Rondo had a good prime, does he like count? Because he was a role player at one point. Hell, even in his prime, he was technically a role player. He was never the star of his team. The Martin twins, they're pretty random. Nobody named someone's. I think at least one person has said Kenneth Faried. At least, maybe more. Rodney Stuckey, Piston legend. Sasha Vujacic. Was he the guy on the Lakers who won a chip in like 2009? The Morris twins. Matthew Dellavedova. Channing Frye. Channing was nice. Rashad Vaughn. He was supposed to be kind of good out of what? UNLV? He was supposed to be kind of nice. He could jump, couldn't he? Dion Waiters. Of course, the famous I'd rather shoot 0 for 30 than 0 for 9 quote or whatever it was. That was Dion Waiters. Xi Jinping. Kevon Looney. Is Kevon Looney random anymore? I feel like he's gotten past that. Maybe in like 5 years he'll be random. There's Cookie Monster again. Kent Bazemore. Kobe Simmons. He was also supposed to be kind of nice. Out of Arizona. He was supposed to be good. The only thing he's known for in the NBA is that he was the lowest rated player in 2K at one point. CJ Elleby. I don't think Iggy's random. Iggy is a finals MVP and at least one All-Star. Iggy's like a fringe Hall of Famer. Although I guess he is technically a role player. Jonathan Simmons. I remember him. Dwayne Bacon. David Nwaba. Is Jonathan Isaac random? He was a high pick recently. Maybe he'll be random soon, but he was almost a top 5 pick not that long ago. That one KD clone on the Sixers. You guys remember KJ McDaniels? He was so good for like a year and then fell off the face of the earth. I don't know. That might be who you're referring to, but when he was a rookie on those like 10-win Sixers teams, he was nice. Don't sleep on rookie KJ McDaniels. Good stop by the Patriot defense. Bills can't find the end zone. LiAngelo Ball. Mao Zedong. He was on the Rockets in 2018. Yeah, he sure was. Who's the most random bust? Who was that guy who was drafted in the lottery and just never signed? Like 15 years ago. I don't remember his name. Isaiah Hartenstein was in for a good month, and he got a nice little payday out of it, too. Is Frank Mason a random player or a random bust? Lord knows he's not a bust. He was a second-round pick. But random role player, he fits. My king, Frank. Random player. Okay, thank God. I was going to say. He's not random to me. Shane Battier, Jalen Hands, Piston legend. He was all supposed to be good. Joe Wesley. Who's Joe? You mean Jan Vesely? Chris Dunn is kind of random. He's kind of turned his career around a little bit. He's still a bust. For now, did he catch that? Holy smokes. Trayvon Diggs, hello. Didn't one of the Sims project him to get like 10 interceptions? Well, there's one. That kind of just like turned the game around. Otto Porter does kind of fit both categories. I mean, he's been in the league for 10 years. I don't think you can call him a bust. He's been a solid player for a decade. He hasn't been worth his draft slot, but I don't know if you can call him a bust. Glenn Robinson, what a guy. Leandro Barbosa. The Brazilian Bird. Remember Tyreek Evans, Rookie of the Year? Luke Babbitt. He could shoot the ball, couldn't he? If your name is Luke in the NBA, I sure hope you can shoot it. Ivica Zubac. Zubac is good, though. KCP. Troy Brown. Does Troy Brown get, like, any minutes? I know he did early. KCP, yeah, I mean KCP was a top 10 pick. He was a contender on a champion or a player, big time player on a championship team. He's a kind of big time player on a number 1 seed, so I guess he's not random, but he is a role player. Remember Jerome Robinson? Why did he become a lottery pick? He was like a late first, early second round guy through the entire process, and then randomly became a lottery pick. Like I remember maybe the day before he was getting lottery buzz, it made no sense. He ended up going in the lottery, and he's out of the league within 3 years. When was the last time you heard KCP's name? I don't know, probably like a week ago. Is there any time left on the clock? There's 4 whole seconds. So the Bills make a nice play off the turnover, make it a 4-point game. What if the Mavs get Victor? They don't deserve him. If not us, I hope it's the Blazers. I want Dame to get a star with him. In other words, I hope it's the Blazers, because I already know it's not going to be us. I will not be disappointed on lottery night when we fall to 4. I don't think we'll fall to 5. But once we get 4 and we fall past the 3 elite prospects, yeah, I'm already prepared. Jalen Smith is kind of a random lottery pick, even though it was only like 2 years ago. So it's not that random. But like over time, that's like as random as it gets. He also wasn't really supposed to go in the lottery, but at least he was like a good prospect, unlike Jerome Robinson. The Knicks own the Mavs pick, but it's top 10 protected. So if it's in the top 10, then it'll go to Dallas. Did Bronny commit today? He has not. I don't know if he's going to or not, but he hasn't. Although it seems like he's going to USC. I'm brained that somehow Scoot becomes a Wizard. Over Vic? I don't think Jackson Hayes is a fringe bust anymore. I think we can call him a bust. Unless he like turns it around as a role player. Like, what does he provide? He's not very good. He never should have been a top 10 pick, in my opinion, to begin with. Are you guys facing the Raiders? I think you are facing the Raiders, yeah. Mavs need to draft the next Jalen Duren, Walker Kessler. Well, after Vic, I mean, at least at the center position, it's kind of slim pickings. I mean, are you picking Derek Lively at 10? I don't know about that. Whose ceiling is the Tyson Chandler clone? Not Vic. Oh, Jackson Hayes. Yeah, I guess I can see that. Although Tyson Chandler was a Defensive Player of the Year. Is the Nighthawks roster good? I mean, it's fine. I don't know if I'd call it bad. I don't think I would call it good. Omri Caspi. I have not seen that name in a minute. Was he on any of those Warriors championship teams? I know he was on the Warriors at one point, at least I think so. Khalil Ware, I think people say is good. Yeah, but he's not in this draft. He's in the transfer portal. Roy Hibbert, he was so nice for like a year or two on those good Pacers teams. Wemby is literally Miles Turner with perimeter defense and passing, and you forgot the ball handle, and he's like 5 or 6 inches taller. So all of that, along with Miles Turner, is like really good. Miles Turner's already a good scorer and a good defender, so you already have that. So along with athleticism, size, and passing, that's like a unicorn. Where the hell is Chandler Parsons? I don't think he plays anymore. I think he has like a meteor role. Who is the best quarterback at OFL 22? It was probably Russ. Let Russ cook. KD and Kristaps body. Yeah, pretty much. That's a good comparison. Although it's kind of hard to find a comparison for Victor because there is none, but that's as close as it gets. I'm going to name white shooters. Mike Miller. Isn't he like an agent now? I think he's Paolo's agent. Jonas Jerebko, Pistons legend, Luke Kennard, of course, Austin Reeves. I don't think Austin Reeves is random at this point. Steve Novak. That's a blast from the past. Look at Cookie. Oh, he fumbled it again. What is Cookie's carrying? He's fumbled it twice. Rakeem Christmas. He was like low key kind of good at Syracuse. Max Strus, Mike White. You mean Mike Miller? I would hope Mike White didn't save the Magic's organization. I would hope. Has Zeke done like anything today? No, he is not. Eek, 12 yards. I mean, at least he's holding on to the ball. Nick Stauskas, Sauce Castillo, what a guy. How are you? I am good, Denmark. Dallas Goedert is good too because he just scored and put the Bills ahead. So he's good too. Yeah, you guys are lucky you did not draft Jabari. That would have been a bad pick. It would have been a bad pick at the time, and it would have been an even worse pick now. Scala BC here. Mario Hazonia. Simcast time. It's a 3-point game. This is the closest it's been in at least 15 minutes. Why would we simcast now? Paulo's Jabari with Paulo's like Jabari, but like good. How long are you gonna keep talking about NBA players? This is fun. What are you talking about? 4th overall pick, Jarrett Culver. To be fair to Jarrett Culver, he was only 6th. He was supposed to be like a high floor good role player, and he just like never was good. I'm not taking any Jabari slant. Jabari's not good. I'm sorry. Maybe he'll be good in the future. Although I don't know what the ceiling is with him. I don't think it's like absurdly high. There's reason to be optimistic about Jabari, but he's nothing more right now than an all-rookie second-team player at most. I'm not calling him a bust, but I also don't think he should have been a top 3 pick. Which he was a consensus top 3 pick at the time, and I said no, that would be a mistake. And I think that's aged pretty well. Jaden Ivey was a significantly better prospect than him, in my opinion. And Jaden Ivey had a significantly better rookie year. So, bang. Can the Patriots, like, have they forgotten how to block? I think that was Tariq Woolen with the sack. Jabari Smith will be a good player, but the Rockets are a trash organization. That, too. Him being on the Rockets doesn't help. I really hope Vic does not go on the Rockets. Please. Because, 1, they're not going to know how to develop him. And 2, if they do, I don't want Jalen Green winning anything before Cade Cunningham. So, that'll end the 3rd quarter. The Patriots started off hot, but since then it's been all Buffalo. He either plays like KD or Ryan Anderson. I would say there's more Ryan Anderson right now than Kevin Durant. Patriots turned into the Bengals offensive line. Yeah, pretty much. D-Book is already the best son of all time, ahead of KD. He's not higher than Javon Carter. Let's not be disrespectful. Javon Carter's 1. Remember when the Rockets picked Jalen Green over Evan Mobley? That was funny. That was also a bad pick at the time. And now in hindsight, you could argue guys after Evan Mobley are also better than Jalen Green. Which makes it even funnier. The Rockets would be nice if they got Scoot Henderson. Not that he's like a role player, but like he would be a good pick for them. For Scoot's sake, I hope not. But Evan Mobley isn't even... Well, Evan Mobley's value isn't scoring the ball. Evan Mobley's value is different. Evan Mobley's value is being a lesser offensive option who can play make as a big, and most importantly, play really good defense. Your top pick doesn't need to be a number 1 scoring option if they are really good at their role, like him. Alperen Şengün he's unironically their best player. Pick 2, 4th rounder in Quez for Aaron Rodgers, Sauce, the young defensive John Franklin Myers, who's practically a 90. And a Golden Eagles first. That looks pretty good. I won't lie. Pick 2 is basically Drake May. Would you rather Drake May and Quez Watkins or Aaron Rodgers, Sauce, John Franklin Myers, and a first? I would take the latter. Octi has... No, that's what Kevin's saying. Kevin has Sauce, not me. Isaac Okoro is the definition of having no offense, but an absolute dog on defense. No, not John Franklin Myers, the guy from the Eagles. I don't know, but even without John Franklin Myers, I would still take the latter. I'm done trashing Kelly. You mean ugly Kelly Oubre now? Not even that he's ugly, but like in comparison to Kelly Oubre, he's ugly. How about that? Quincy Azee, he was nice in Baylor. He was nice. Had some years, I think, with both the Knicks and the Nets, if I remember correctly. Less than 5 minutes until Air Nolan commits. If you're a quarterback and your name is Air, I feel like you have to be really good. So just for that, I hope he ends up being really good. I know nothing else about him other than that his name is Air, and that's fire. I assume that's not his like actual name, which if it is, that's even more fire. Do you think I should retire if I get 3 wins this season? I mean, you can do what you want. He'd be such a good model/actor that says like 4 lines a movie. He's almost too good looking for a small role, isn't he? I've been in Octi's closet since last week. All right, come out then. That's what I thought. Kelly Oubre makes everything worse. What? All you got to do is look at him, and I can prove to you that's not true. You don't need any more quarterbacks. You have Stroud. Behind you. Oh, hi there. Wow, you are here. Well, the Bills have it at the 2 now. They've scored 13 unanswered and are about to make it 20. Yeah, you've been in my basement for 2 years. So, Shiesty, if you want to make a friend, go to the basement. Third and goal. Big play. Lawrence is incomplete. What do you do here? I think you go for it. Try to make it a 2-possession game. I know there's a big difference between 6 and 3, but you got to punch that in. I don't think this is the right call. You're giving New England a chance to win the game. So we'll see if it backfires. Kelly Oubre wouldn't even take my girl. He'll take me. Felt that one. Clearly Buffalo trusts their defense. Okay, well maybe they made the right decision after all. We've got a scoop and score from the special teams, Logan Wilson. We'll have to see if this stands, but if it does, this might be the dagger. The Bills outsmarted all of us. But was the ball out? That's not a great... I mean, that is a good angle, but that's kind of hard to tell. What's good, FG? They're not going to review it. Okay, so that means it is a fumble. The Octi Bokti, and he's got the golden lockties, just like Trevor Lawrence, who is under a lot of pressure. And he's sacked by Zach Sealer. FG, we should collab. I have like 500,000 subs. Are you sure about that? Octi randomly will go on a 10-minute rant about how the Rockets suck. Why would I go on a rant about the Rockets sucking when like everybody knows that they suck? That's like me going on a 10-minute rant about the sky being blue. Like, yeah, thanks for that discovery, Sherlock. I didn't know that. Josh Allen's thrown 7 passes today. I didn't even realize that. Why has Josh Allen thrown 7 passes? with 2.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Now 8, but what? They need to have Josh Allen, like, what did he do? What was the big play in the OFL Bowl where he ran for the touchdown? What, didn't he fumble it and pick it up? Isn't that what he did? He did something cool. They need him to do that again. Or how Jalen Green will never be good. When have I ever said Jalen Green will never be good? I've never said that. That, you can make the argument that could be a pass interference. It looks like he went for the receiver before the ball was, like, catchable. 4th and inches, they're going to throw the ball, and it doesn't work. They've ran the ball all day, but on 4th and inches, you throw it. Remember Boris Diaw? He was a solid, like, 5th starter on those Spurs teams. This isn't Bills Allen, this is Belichick Allen. Yeah, but even so, why is he throwing the ball 8 times? Yeah, I just don't want Jalen Green to win anything before Cade. I don't, other than like what he said about Detroit, I don't dislike Jalen Green. I think he will probably be a good player one day. He will probably be an all-star. Can we sim now? Once the Bills get a first down, I think we can put a bow. What are the Sixers' chances versus the Nets? Pretty high. I wouldn't say like 100, but like 75-25. They should win, but it is the Sixers. Still never letting go that last week Javon Carter dropped 22 on 6 threes and locked up Jaden Ivey. With how well Jaden Ivey's played in the last month, that's like a legitimate accomplishment. What was that? That might be the worst punt I've ever seen. Okay. So New England still has pretty much one more shot. They need a touchdown, an onside kick, and a touchdown. So I would say their chances are low, but not zero. More like 0.1. He could have punted that into the stands. It went like so shallow. Is shallow the word? It went such little distance. Josh Allen's going to take a shot, and it's incomplete. Josh Allen has thrown more passes in the last 2 minutes than he did in the entire rest of the game before that. That's, like, kind of crazy. Now it's 4th and 5. The game is now on the line. I think I'm the first OFL coach ever. Congrats. And it is intercepted again, and Josh Allen's rough day comes to a close by being picked off by Trayvon Diggs for a second time. That one preseason sim might have been onto something when it predicted Trayvon Diggs to get 10 picks. He's already 20% of the way there, and we're only through one game. So a good win for the Bills. They beat the defending champions, get revenge after losing last year in the playoffs to New England. I think Buffalo might be the team to beat in the AFC, period. And this is a good start. Their defense played really well. Offense, it wasn't perfect, but they did score the final 22 points of the game. Hurry up, I need to go outside before it gets dark. Well, you should just touch grass anyway. How about that? This might be the first time Stephon Gilmore didn't force at least 3 turnovers in a game against the Bills. And he didn't even get one. Do you think my team can make a run? If they do, I hope it doesn't happen next year, now that I have your draft pick. So next year, I'm going to be praying on your downfall. Just like I'm praying on DeGame's downfall right now. Although, for the sake of sanity, I would probably be praying on his downfall even if I didn't have his draft pick. Trevor Lawrence is pretty good. Josh Allen was not pretty good. Although, to be fair to Josh Allen, he threw 6 passes before the 2.5-minute mark in the fourth quarter. Let's do another week. Let's not. I'm kind of a busy beaver. Calvin Mentor was fine in his debut. Not a high yards per catch, but he did lead the game in catches and second in yards. Darnell Washington led New England in yards. How dare you, your name... What name did I call you? I said I was preying on your downfall. That's not name calling. That's rooting for you to lose. Friends University. Yes, that is a real place. Friends University. Go team. I wonder what their mascot is. It has to be something friendly, like the Friends University Flowers. All right, so we will sim the week. I don't think we have to do... Oh, wait, no. There's one thing. Boom. That's a lot of O's. Who did he want me to put at strong safety? I'll remember when I see the name. It was Ryan, I think. Yeah, Sage Ryan. The Rabid Crocodiles. What if it's like something intimidating, like the Friends University Dahmers or something? All right, time to sim. All right, I want to look at any of the scores. Okay, coast is clear. Oh, great, the Bengals are last. Although I guess we'll get to them sooner, depending on who we play, which is Baltimore, I think? Right? We played Baltimore, yeah. The Texans beat the Broncos 24-27, two of the better teams in the AFC last year. Did Denver lose in the wild card round? Yeah, they did. They did to the Raiders. And the Texans obviously lost in the AFC Championship because they threw the game. That will never not be, like, funny and sad at the same time. It's for Friends University Falcons. The Chargers beat the Snowhawks 28-20. Aaron Rodgers, not too bad in his Chargers debut. Who originally had Aaron Rodgers? I think Carolina did. And then we signed him, and then he was traded to the Monarchs, and then we signed him again, and he was traded to the Chargers. I've gotten 2 first-round picks just for signing him, and I signed him both contracts to 0 bonus, so I have not taken on any cap penalty. Think smarter, not harder, kids. Wow, LaVisca actually played pretty well. Normally, converted wide receivers to running backs aren't that good in Madden Sim. Troy Franklin was good, as was Stephon Diggs. KJ Henry with 2 sacks. That's random. The Colts lose to the Raiders 38-21. New quarterback Hector Estrada V got off to a great start with the Raiders, looking like his pops. Do I have any ideas for my NC? That's like a year and a half away. So I have 0 ideas because I have not seen anything about the game yet. I would need to see, like, ooh, good for Marvin and his debut. I would need to see something. I would need information about the game before I can really get, like, any ideas. Because I don't know what to expect. Bring back Westlake the 20 years in the future after they had the death penalty. Imagine if I did bring them back. That'd be low-key kind of fun. The Rams beat the Commies, so both OFL ball teams from last year lose. Dak played very well. Mac Jones was fine. Kamara was good. Najee got the ball 1 time. I feel like he should maybe get it more, but that's just me. Isaiah McKenzie scored 3 times. Oh, is he in the slot? Oh, so he's going to go off. Isaiah McKenzie is about to win the Offensive Player of the Year. I can already see it. Yeah, I changed your depth chart. No, I did it after the Aaron Rodgers trade, so you should be fine. I did all the depth charts today. That's why the stream started late, because I do the depth charts at the end. The Cougars beat the Dreadnoughts. Who do the Cougars have starting? Gino, and they also have Tanner McKee and Hendon Hooker, and Skylar Thompson as well. The newer fans did not get the golden days of Westlake. They deserve it. They do. Thank God I drafted Isaiah McKenzie in fantasy. Did you draft Josh Jacobs, though, and his 209 yards? That's a lot of yards. Mike Oxmall, 11 tackles in his debut. Yes, the Dreadnoughts lost it. Huh. The Cowboys beat the Steamers 29-19 despite a safety in the second quarter by Memphis. Joe Burrow, not very good in his Dallas debut. He was a little bit better than DJ Uiagalelei, however. Nick Chubb, a casual 3 touchdowns. Still kind of a meh game for his standards. Hunter Renfrow and Chris Godwin with over 100 yards apiece. 2.5 sacks for Javon Hargrave, Bengal legend. He was on my team literally for about 5 minutes. The Desperados beat the Panthers in overtime despite a big fourth quarter comeback from Carolina. Quinn Ewers with a big debut, and Kyler Murray was good too. DJ is a steamer. The Panthers have Quinn Ewers. Antonio Gibson, who the game gave the Offensive Player of the Year to last year for no reason whatsoever, played well. Scooty Yanya also played well. Could the Desperados be a sneaky team this year in the NFC South? Trying to compete with the Dreads and the Golden Eagles? The regular Eagles beat the Steelers 31-17. So far, everybody in our division has lost so far. Everybody is in 2 teams. So, I guess that's good. Bryce Young was fine. KJ Jefferson also fine. Don't forget, they also have Anthony Richardson and Kyle Trask. A couple of Gators. CMC was pretty good. Tyler Algier was not pretty good. A.J. Brown with a big game. Drake London scores twice. 2 sacks for Tavondre Sweat. I don't even think he's a starter. And he had 2 sacks. Good for him. And an interception for Chidobe Awuzie. Of course. The Explorers lose to the Niners. That might be more points than San Francisco scored all of last year. Yet Travis Flight wasn't even the best quarterback today because Mercy Mercado, statistically, was arguably even better. Saquon Barkley played well. Christian Kirk, hello, have yourself a day. Damn near 200 yards and 3 touchdowns, and his team still lost. So did anybody play defense? Also, Odigizua did. Maybe he was worth a top 5 pick after all of that. That will never not be funny. The Golden Eagles beat the Nighthawks 25-20. Another safety in there. C.J. Stroud was better than Stetson Bennett. Nobody really ran the ball well. Justin Taylor was not very good in his debut. Greg Dortch was typical Greg Dortch stuff. Regular day in the offense for him. John Franklin Myers with 3 sacks. Garrett with 2. Yeah, this defensive line is filthy. Quentin Williams, who had 2 TFLs. Daniil Hunter had a sack. Hassan Reddick had a sack. These 2 combined for 5. Not bad. The Jets lose to the Orbits 34-13. Desmond Ridder was pretty good in his debut. Drake May was not pretty good in his debut. Stroud outperforming Stetson Bennett, but still losing. Where have I seen that before? Also got me a top 5 pick, Calvin Benter, a next year first, Dallas Goedert, second next year, and Logan Wilson. Holy hell. No wonder your roster is so loaded. Osa Odigizua got you 6 good starters. That is like Danny Ainge level of asset management. The Lions lose in Caleb Williams' debut to Seattle. Patrick Mahomes with typical Patrick Mahomes stuff. And Caleb Williams was pretty good as well. JEDS suck. Debo was fine. Michael Thomas. Maybe he was worth that 2nd round pick, Nicholas. Danny's the best GM for the Buffalo Bills, and he doesn't even work there. The Vikings beat the Monarchs. I knew I could count on my Minnesota Vikings, just like old times, in overtime. This game nearly ended in a tie. A lot of field goals. Tua was not very good. I will point out, shortly after I traded Aaron Rodgers to the Chargers, I got a DM from Naruto saying Aaron Rodgers for Tua, which is honestly a better return than what I got for Aaron Rodgers. I still I prefer the deal I did with the Chargers because I got a draft pick out of it and a decent player with Quez Watkins. But in terms of just like value in a vacuum, it's probably Tua. He was better than Cocky Butt Cannon, though, who played horribly. You hate to see it. Unless you're me and you have their draft pick, then you love to see it. How many teams do we have left? The Oilers lose to the Titans in Justin Herbert's Tennessee debut, and he was quite good. Isaiah Thomas was also good, though, too. Derrick Henry, typical Derrick Henry things. Devin Duvernay, the former Bengal. Maybe we shouldn't have let him go. Although he'd be my wide receiver 6, I think. Whereas now in Tennessee, he's like their highest rated one. I think we're next. Oh, dear. Yeah. Please don't disappoint me. I'm going to guess 27-17 Bengals. 44 to Justin Fields. Huh? At least Matt Corral played well. Okay, now I'm not as upset. Why would we let Justin Fields play well? Joe Mixon played well. Okay, so it was the defense. This is just like the Seattle game all over again. We sacked him more. Okay. Wait, no, I read it wrong. Wait, we won the game. I thought we lost. I'm thinking of this in our perspective, but we're on the Ravens. I saw the L, and I thought we lost. The defense still sucked, though, okay? 38 points, Justin Fields is not good. But, okay, I'm happy we won. Jameson Williams scored twice. How did Brock Bowers do? Where's Brock? Okay, we're making steps. Not a ton. We had 4 sacks. 4 is a good number. Corey Foreman with a sack. I like that. And then Trenton Simpson picked off a pass. Is that everybody? I think that is. Yep. If your team didn't win this week, you are a nerd. Which is ironic, because I thought we lost for a good minute. Yeah, I can fix your depth chart again, but I don't know why KJ Henry would have played. But he played well. Players of the week, Kyler Murray, Hector Estrada, John Franklin Myers, and Kendall Fuller. Change my scheme to vertical zone run. Put it in the schemes thing so I don't forget. Because otherwise I would probably forget. Imagine losing. Imagine having 3 teams in your division lose, and then you're just sitting alone at the top. It's lonely here, with nobody else joining us ahead. It's lonely. Titans and Texans, one in the South. Orbits and Bills, one in the East. Chargers and Raiders, one in the West. Vikings are the only team with a win in the North. The Rados and the Golden Eagles, tied in the South. Cougars, Eagles, and Cowboys, all one in the East. The Niners, Seahawks, and Rams, one in the West. Imagine not being the only team in first place in your division. It's just us and Minnesota, I think. My 2 teams. All right, let's take a look at the schedule for week 2 and 3, which might be Monday. Normally we would do week 2 today, but I'm a busy beaver. I want to get the mock draft video done ideally tonight, because I'm probably not going to have time to do it tomorrow. But we could always do weeks 2 and 3 Monday. If not, we could do it still early in the week. And then let's take a look at the injuries. What happened to Procrastinator? I don't know. I don't think I've heard from him in like a good year. But he was a good dude. I hope he's doing well. Byron Jones is hurt. Were there any like super long injuries from last year that like would linger? I don't think so. So far, it's just Byron Jones. Poor guy. Nobody else is hurt other than Byron. Oh, and Nate Hobbs. Oh, fantastic. We have a bazillion defensive backs, so it's fine. But geez, poor Nate Hobbs and Byron Jones. They're the only 2 players who are hurt. How did 2 players get hurt within 1 week? How does that happen? I wish you could, like, change the CPU injury setting, because I think the injury slider is only for, like, in-game, right? Yeah, it's at 45. I think that's only for in-game. But that'll wrap up the stream. I know it was a shorter one. I apologize for the delay. And if you celebrate Easter, happy Easter. So we'll be back early next week for weeks 2 and 3.